What's up, guys? It's Love Joy Yoga Therapy with Michelle. Thanks for joining me today for Tips on Tuesdays. So this past week I gave a talk on sharing some of the major tools that helped me through my deepest grief and my deepest heartbreak when losing my mom in 2012. One of those major tools was the power of meditation. And so today I want to share with you a brief guided mindfulness meditation. If you are going through stressful times, if you are dealing with some challenges in your life right now, this is a wonderful way to bring yourself present. That might sound counterintuitive because the last thing we want to do is be present with our feelings when we're feeling all those feels. But bringing ourselves present helps us to stop the negative soundtrack that happens in our mind. Have you ever heard that saying, the last thing a fish would notice is water? That's the way we are with our thoughts. Most of the time we don't realize what we're thinking. It's mind-boggling. The brain processes, the subconscious processes up to 400 billion bits of information per second. And we are only aware of about 2,000 of those pieces of information. This is according to Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's awesome. You should check him out if you haven't already. So for mindfulness, you might have heard that word being used around a lot. Mindfulness is basically being present in this moment, is being consciously aware of this moment. So usually when we're going through life's challenges, most of the time we're not very present. We tend to be stuck ruminating in these thoughts, like this negative downward spiral, either worrying about something that happened already in the past or worrying about possible scenarios that could happen in the future. So mindfulness helps bring us back to the present moment. And even if you're not dealing with any stress or anything right now, God bless you, that's awesome. Even doing this mindfulness meditation is super powerful just to bring you present into this moment. So I'm going to have you sit with me. You're going to find a comfortable seat either on your couch or on a chair. Just make sure that you have some sort of support for your back to help you sit upright. I always love a support to keep the spine tall. So find yourself that comfortable seat. You're going to separate your knees and your feet about hip distance apart. I know you can't see my feet right now, but you're going to separate them about hip distance apart and let the feet rest directly under your knees. So not back or not forward, but right underneath the knees. And I want you to feel all four corners of your feet connecting. Good. From there, you can take your palms face down onto your thighs, press them down to your thighs, and as you press them down, you might feel how the crown of the head starts to lengthen up to the sky. So you want to feel that spine nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, and if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes with me. Otherwise, you can soften your gaze, bringing your gaze towards the tip of your nose. So either closing your eyes or softening the gaze. Without changing this, take a moment to notice your breath. Notice how the breath enters the body and notice how it exits the body. Again, there's no need to change your breath, simply notice. The act of noticing our breath helps to lower the activity in the amygdala, which is our brain center for processing fear. This is triggered when we are in fight or flight mode or in a stressful situation. So simply noticing your breath is a cool and simple trick that you can already bring to calm the mind and the nervous system. So you might notice the temperature of the breath as it enters and exits the body. When it enters, the temperature is cool, and as it exits, you will feel a sense of warmth exiting the body. So just notice this. And we're going to begin to deepen our breath. I'm going to encourage you to take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly so that you can more deeply connect to your breath. Now, breathing in and out through the nose if you can. And as you breathe in, you're going to feel the belly expand, the ribs expand, the chest expand. You'll feel a kind of lifting action of the heart. And as you exhale, you'll feel the chest draw back inward, ribs draw back inward, navel draws back in towards the spine as the breath exhales from the body. So again, noticing the temperature of the breath and noticing the depth of your breath. How slow, how deep can you make this inhale comfortably for you? Now notice if you feel any feelings come up. If you're going through a difficult situation, you might feel some icky feelings in your gut. You might feel a tightness in your heart or a tightness in your throat. Simply notice, don't judge it. Whatever it is you're feeling right now, it's okay and it's human. Just notice it. Just acknowledge the presence. Know that it won't be with you forever. And you can choose to keep one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly if that feels good to you. Otherwise, you can release your hands down to your lap, either palms down or palms up, whatever feels good to you. And now bring your attention to your feet. So notice the soles of the feet, all four corners connecting to the earth. Perhaps you are barefoot and you might notice the feeling of tile or carpet or rug underneath your feet. Notice the texture. If you're wearing shoes or socks, notice the texture of that against your skin. And now bring your attention upwards from the feet, up through the legs, all the way into the sit bones. And notice how your sit bones are weighted down into your chair or to your seat. Notice if your weight is evenly distributed. Sometimes we lean a little bit to one side or the other, so you can adjust yourself if that feels good. And notice the length of your spine from the base of the spine. Imagine you're traveling all the way up from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And then let the shoulders melt away from the ears, feeling that space between the tops of the shoulder blades and the bottom of your earlobes. Nice big space there on the sides of the neck. Notice if there's any tension in your face. Sometimes we feel like our facial muscles are relaxed or perhaps we are expressionless, but we don't realize there's still stuff that we're holding on to there. So try softening the skin around the eyes even more. Imagining you're softening your space around the forehead where your third eye is. This is the seat of your intuition and your inner wisdom. So allow this space on the forehead to soften. Relax the jaw even more. If the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, you can release it. Let it be soft. And notice if your mind began to wander during this meditation. This is totally normal, completely human. Whenever you notice it, just bring your attention back to your breath. Your breath is the bridge to the present moment. And whatever feelings were coming up for you during the meditation, whatever thoughts, with your next available exhale, imagine you're releasing it into the universe. Allow the universe to take it for you. Know that all is well. And when you're ready on your next available exhale following, gently blink open the eyes and feel yourself in the space you're in right now. This is mindfulness, guys. So just being present. You notice you can use your five senses. So you're using sight, sound, smell, touch, visuals we're using in our mind by just blanking the mind. And so using those senses is a really great way of bringing yourself present. So guys, I'd love to hear from you how you felt. Did you try this meditation? What came up for you? What would you like to know more of? Are there any other types of meditations or perhaps things that you're dealing with that you might want some meditations that will help with that? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Let